unless negotiations begin soon. So again, we have our unless over here, right? And we said that unless A, B means A is necessary for not B. So unless negotiations begin soon, so I would say that negotiations is necessary for not B. Not B is the ceasefire will be violated by one of the two sides. So for no ceasefire violation. Are we okay with this? Right? No. So negotiation is necessary unless a so necessary. What is necessary? Negotiations. Negotiations, right? This was our A. So A is necessary for ceasefire will be violated for not B, and this is ceasefire will not be violated, right? So this is necessary for that. Okay. Negotiations will be held only if other countries. Now, only if statement, when I have only if A, then B, only if this A is necessary for B. Yeah. So then only if other countries have pressured the two sides to negotiate, then negotiations will be held. So then pressure from other countries is necessary for negotiations, right? We understand this only if statement gives us the necessary condition. Only if other countries have pressured. So pressure is necessary for negotiations. An agreement will emerge only if, again, we have another necessary condition. Other countries continue such pressure throughout the negotiation. So then, let's say continued pressure is necessary. Again, we have a necessary condition for an agreement. An agreement will emerge, right? So for agreement. All right. Now, but no negotiations will be held until so what did we say? That until and unless they are the same, right? So no negotiations will be held until international troops enforcing the ceasefire have demonstrated that. Now, until international troops enforcing ceasefire, again we'll use unless A, and B, we'll use the same structure. We'll say international troops enforcing the ceasefire have demonstrated their ability is necessary. So let me just write it as demo. I say demo is necessary for no negotiations will be held. So for no negotiations. For demo is necessary for negotiations. So then not B, right? Look, until A, this is our A, and this is our B. No negotiations will be held. This is our B, and this is our A. So this becomes A is necessary for not B. A is the demonstration is necessary for no negotiations becomes negotiations. So demo is necessary for negotiations, thus suppressing a major. So they're saying demonstrated from their ability to counter any aggression from either side, thus suppressing a major incentive for the two sides to resume fighting. Basically, they're saying that demonstration will lead to suppressing a major incentive for the two sides. Fine. That's okay. We'll come to it in case we need it. These are all the conditions that we have got from the premises, from the argument. So if the statements above are true, and if we've been given another condition now, yeah, if negotiations between the two sides do begin soon, now we have another data point given to us. What is it? That the negotiations do begin. Right now, look, forget about everything else. So I know these data points. I said that negotiation is necessary for blah blah, pressure is necessary for negotiations, continued pressure is necessary for agreement, and demo is necessary for negotiations, right? Now if I'm told that negotiations do begin, they are going to begin, what does that tell me? That every necessary condition must have taken place, right? Now, if my negotiations do begin, there are two things that I can say for sure. One, I know that pressure was necessary for negotiations. So I am sure that other countries did put pressure, right? And I'm also sure that the demo took place, whatever this demonstration was, right? That this took place. Then only I can say that only then can negotiations begin, right? These two things were essential for negotiation. So both of them must have taken place, right? So, and if negotiations between the two sides do begin soon, at the time those negotiations begin, when those negotiations do begin, let's say a month down the line, I know that the negotiations begin. Each of the following must also be true except. So then now I have to find four options which must be true. Do keep in mind except, right? They write it in big capital letters and everything. Why? Because when we are analyzing the options, we're just so used to looking for, our keyword, we forget this except and we end up making a mistake. So do keep it in mind. What are you looking for? You are looking for four options which must be true. Then each of the following must be true except. So you're looking for four options which must be true based on the analysis of the argument, right? Okay, A. The ceasefire has not been violated by either of the two sides. Now, ceasefire was mentioned only once, so let's go there. We were given that negotiation is necessary for no ceasefire. I know that negotiations do begin, that means negotiations are happening. Does it mean no ceasefire violation? Think about it. Negotiation is necessary. Is it sufficient? Just because we are having negotiations, does it mean that there is no ceasefire violation? No, right? This is how GMAT traps you. It has been given as a necessary condition. Negotiations are necessary for no ceasefire violation, but it is not sufficient. It is not enough that if negotiations are going to happen, then there'll be no ceasefire violation. That is not true, right? So then this must not be true. We'll just hold on to it. That certainly looks like the answer, but then we have to confirm that all the other four options are necessarily true. Okay, international troops enforcing the ceasefire have demonstrated that they can counter aggression from either of the two sides. Perfect. We said that demo is necessary for negotiations. Since negotiations do begin, that means we are saying that at that time when the negotiations do begin, demo must have taken place because demo was essential for negotiation. So then demo must have taken place. This must be true. See, a major incentive for the two sides to resume hostilities has been suppressed. Now we come over here. We know that demo did take place, right? What did the demo do? The demo, when the demo would have happened, it would have suppressed a major incentive for the two sides to resume fighting. So then a major incentive for the two sides to resume hostilities has been suppressed. Correct, because we know that the demo did take place. So a major incentive was suppressed, right? When the major demo takes place, it would have suppressed uh, the major incentive, right? Since demo took place, this was also suppressed. This is also must be true. This must have happened. Okay, other countries have exerted pressure on the two sides to the dispute. Again, we know that for negotiations to begin, pressure from other countries was necessary, right? We said pressure is necessary for negotiations. If negotiations happened, that means pressure was put by the other countries. So we can say that other countries have exerted pressure on the two sides to the dispute. This also must be true. Look at the last one. The negotiations reaching an agreement depends in part on the actions of the other countries. Now, agreement, it appeared once, right? Let's go back to that. Continued pressure is necessary for agreement. We know that it's over here. It says that an agreement will emerge only if other countries continue such pressure throughout the negotiations. So then the agreement does depend in part on the actions of the other countries, right? They only if they continue putting pressure, then an agreement can emerge. Again, continued pressure is necessary. And that is why the agreement depends in part on the actions of other countries, right? There could be other things that are necessary as well. It could be the actions of these two countries also. Of course, I mean, it is the action of these two countries as well, right? So this is also true as per the data given to us over here, right? So then great. We found that options B to E are all true. They must be true because we know that negotiations do happen, they do begin. And this tells us that option A is certainly our answer. It is not necessarily true. Right? It could be or it may not be. It's not necessarily true.